Hello everyone, welcome back to Mason Zero ASMR. My name is Mason, and today I'm going to be opening up this 3-pack of Magic the Gathering booster packs. I always enjoy opening these, even though they're almost always pretty bad. There have been a few times where I've scored big on them, but usually they're for sets that aren't very valuable. The main reason I picked this one up is because of the Bristling Hydra promo from Kaladesh. It's a pretty cool card, and I haven't seen this promo yet, so I figured why not. As far as packs, well, it might not be the best. We've got Dragon's Maze, Eldritch Moon, and Shadows over Innistrad, I believe. Not a ton of value in any of those. Dragon's Maze is just about nothing, and I think that it's old enough that packs were still searchable, so probably not very good. Shadows, there's some okay cards. Eldritch Moon has a better chance because we've got Tamiyo's decent, Liliana is great, Emrakul is okay, so that one might be the best option, but let's see what we've got. So, first of all, our promo. It's foil. Bristling Hydra. 2 and 2 green for a 4/3 creature Hydra. When Bristling Hydra enters the battlefield, you get 3 energy. Pay 3 energy. Put a +1/+1 counter on Bristling Hydra. It gains hexproof until end of turn. Very good card for all the energy decks, and this is a pretty good looking foil. And then, as predicted, we have Shadows over Innistrad, Eldritch Moon, and Dragon's Maze. Since Dragon's Maze is probably going to be the dud, let's start with it. Alright, I'll read all the cards. Beetle Form Mage. 1, a green and a blue for a 2/2 creature, human insect wizard. Pay a green and a blue. Beetle Form Mage gets +2/+2 and gains flying until end of turn. Activate this ability only once each turn. Bane Alley Blackguard. 1 and a black for a 1/3 creature, human rogue with no abilities. Dimir Cluestone. 3 generic for an artifact. Tap, add blue or black to your mana pool. Pay a blue and a black, and tap and sacrifice. Draw a card. Tithe Drinker. A white and a black for a 2/1 creature vampire with lifelink and extort. Hazda Snare Squad. 2 and a white for a 1/4 creature human soldier. Whenever Hazda Snare Squad attacks, you may pay 1 white. If you do, tap target creature and opponent controls. Morgue Burst. 4, a black and a red for a sorcery. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Morgue Burst deals damage to target creature or player equal to the power of the card returned this way. Maze Sentinel. 5 and a white for a 3/6 creature elemental with vigilance. Multicolored creatures you control have vigilance. Sinister Possession. 1 black for an enchantment aura. Enchant creature. Whenever enchanted creature attacks or blocks, its controller loses 2 life. Maze Glider. 5 and a blue for a 3/5 creature elemental with flying. multicolored creatures you control have flying. Selesnya Cluestone, 3 generic for an artifact. Tap, add green or white to your mana pool. Pay a green and a white, tap and sacrifice Selesnya Cluestone, draw a card. We have our uncommons. Scab Clan Giant, 4, a red and a green for a 4/5 creature, giant warrior. When Scab Clan Giant enters the battlefield, it fights target creature and opponent controls, chosen at random. Trostani's Summoner, 5, a green and a white for a 1/1 creature, elf shaman. When Trostani's Summoner enters the battlefield, put a 2/2 white knight creature token with vigilance, a 3/3 green centaur creature token, and a 4/4 green rhino creature token with trample onto the battlefield. Putrefy, actually a decent card. 1, a black and a green for an instant, destroy target artifact or creature. It can't be regenerated. Alright, let's see what our rare is. Boros Battleshaper, 5, a red and a white for a 5/5 creature, minotaur, soldier. At the beginning of each combat, up to 1 target creature attacks or blocks this combat if able, and up to 1 target creature can't attack or block this combat. And Dimir Guildgate, land, gate. Dimir Guildgate enters the battlefield tapped. Tap to add blue or black to your mana pool. And a 2/2 knight with vigilance token. Alright. Let's open Shadows over Innistrad next. Which, so sad. These 2 sets will be rotating out of standard. Just in a matter of days. About 1 week from now. I really like the Shadows over Innistrad block. Chaplain's Blessing, 1 white for a sorcery. You gain 5 life. Niblis of Dusk, 2 and a blue for a 2/1 creature spirit with flying and prowess. Unruly Mob, 1 and a white for a 1/1 creature human. Whenever another creature you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Unruly Mob. Moldgraph Scavenger, 1 and a green for a 0/4 creature fungus with delirium. Moldgraph Scavenger gets +3/+0 as long as there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard. Apothecary Geist, 3 and a white for a 2/3 creature spirit with flying. When Apothecary Geist enters the battlefield, if you control another spirit, you gain 3 life. Wicker Witch, 3 generic for a 3/1 artifact creature scarecrow with no abilities. Voldarin Duelist, 3 and a red for a 3/2 creature vampire warrior with haste. When Voldarin Duelist enters the battlefield, target creature can't block this turn. Fork in the Road, 1 and a green for a sorcery. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards and reveal them. Put 1 into your hand and the other into your graveyard. Then shuffle your library. Vessel of Malignity, enchantment for 1 and a black. Pay 1 and a black. Sacrifice Vessel of Malignity. Target opponent exiles 2 cards from his or her hand. Activate this ability only any time you can cast a sorcery. Our first uncommon is Toppelgeist, 1 white for a 1/1 creature spirit with flying. When Toppelgeist enters the battlefield, tap target creature and opponent controls. And Delirium, at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, if there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, tap target creature that player controls. Runaway Carriage, 4 generic for a 5/6 artifact creature construct with trample. When Runaway Carriage attacks or blocks, sacrifice it at end of combat. Indulgent Aristocrat, 1 black for a 1/1 creature vampire with lifelink. Pay 2 and sacrifice a creature. Put a +1/+1 counter on each vampire you control. And our rare is Tamio's Journal, 5 generic for a legendary artifact. At the beginning of your upkeep, investigate. And then you can tap and sacrifice 3 clues, search your library for a card, and put that card into your hand. Then shuffle your library. And we have Harvest Hand as our flip card, 3 generic for a 2/2 artifact creature, Scarecrow. When Harvest Hand dies, return it to the battlefield, transformed under your control. And it turns into Scrounged Scythe. Artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. As long as the equipped creature is a human, it has menace. Equip for 2. We have a checklist card and a clue token. Now, Eldritch Moon. And by the way, at the end, I'll attempt to make a sort of sealed deck. Probably a 30-card sealed deck, perhaps. Well, we'll see what happens. It's always fun to see what some of the interesting synergies and cards across sets will be. Borrowed Grace, 2 and a white for an instant with Escalate for 1 and a white. Choose one or both. Creatures you control get +2/+0 until end of turn. Creatures you control get +0/+2 until end of turn. Waxing Moon, 1 and a green for an instant. Transform up to 1 target werewolf you control. Creatures you control gain trample until end of turn. Brazen Wolves, 2 and a red for a 2/3 creature wolf. Whenever Brazen Wolves attacks, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Wolfkin Bond, 4 and a green, enchantment aura. Enchant creature. When Wolfkin Bond enters the battlefield, put a 2/2 green wolf creature token onto the battlefield. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2. Skurstag Supplicant, 2 and a black for a 2/3 creature human cleric. Pay a black and tap, discard a card. Each player loses 2 life. Lunarch Mantle, 1 and a white for an enchantment aura. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and has pay 1 and sacrifice a permanent. This creature gains flying until end of turn. Fogwalker, 1 and a white for a 1/3 creature spirit with Skulk. When Fogwalker enters the battlefield, target creature an opponent controls doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. Thermo Alchemist, 1 and a red for a 0/3 creature human shaman with Defender. Thermo Alchemist deals 1 damage to each opponent. Sorry, that's tap in that effect. First strike until end of turn. Madness for 1 and a red. Lunar Force, 2 and a blue for an enchantment. When an opponent casts a spell, sacrifice Lunar Force and counter that spell. Deranged Whelp, 1 and a red for a 2/1 creature wolf with menace. Our rare is Eternal Scourge, 3 generic for a 3/3 creature Eldrazi horror. You may cast Eternal Scourge from exile. When Eternal Scourge becomes the target of a spell or ability an opponent controls, exile Eternal Scourge. And our flip card is Ulvenwald Captive, 1 and a green for a 1/2 creature werewolf horror with Defender. Tap, add green to your mana pool. pay 5 and 2 green, and transform Ulvenwald Captive into Ulvenwald Abomination, a 4/6 creature Eldrazi werewolf that has tap, add 2 colorless to your mana pool. And we have a checklist card and a soldier token. So guys, those packs were not very good, but that is okay. Half the fun is opening them. So now I'm going to try to make some sort of deck out of these cards. So let's arrange everything. Okay, so laid everything out. With the clue stones from Dragon's Maze, we have a little bit of fixing. I'm just going to cut out blue and black right now, maybe. At least blue. Blue doesn't have much going for it. And also none of our multicolored cards other than Beetleform Mage have blue, so there's nothing here that makes me want to play it. So, cut out blue. Everything else seems more reasonable. Now, unfortunately, we didn't get any other clue makers from Shadows to go with Tamio's Journal, so I'm not sure if we'll be able to play that. I think we're definitely playing white, though. Cards. Boros Battle Shaper could be a good top end. Spot putting red in could be good. Black doesn't do much for us. Green might be good though. Play Tristani Summoner, another big finisher, get a bunch of tokens, I guess. Yeah, black didn't really have any removal, which is unfortunate. We didn't open hardly any removal, really. So we can play a Clue Stone. First hand, the Eternal Scourge. Fine. So yeah, here's the deck that we've got. Boros Battle Shaper's nice finisher, but a lot of our removal, so to speak, is just tapping things down. You know, he can prevent things from blocking. He can prevent things from blocking. This guy has Menace, which is good evasion. This taps something when it attacks. This taps something potentially every turn. If we have Delirium, this gains us some life. And then this can tap something when it attacks if you pay. So, between all that, hopefully that's something. But yeah, there was really no removal at all in these 3 packs, which is very interesting. Yeah, that's kind of weird. I wish Tamio's Journal was playable, but we didn't get any other clue generators. Yeah, black was very uninspiring. So that's that. It's the best I could cobble together with these packs. It's unfortunate we didn't get anything very interesting in these packs. Honestly, the best card ended up being Putrefy, because it's pretty much the only playable. Thermo Alchemist is probably playable as well. But yeah, that's really it. None of these other cards are useful in any regard. So they'll all be going in the bulk bin except for Putrefy, which will go into my box of staples. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this pack opening nonetheless, despite not getting much interesting. And I hope you'll join me next time in the next video, and certainly the next Magic video. So I will see you then, and have a great night.